Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're gonna dive into some K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm gonna watch a scene of one of the songs titled How It's Done and analyze and break it down from a Previs Supervisor's perspective. Kudos to everybody that's worked on it. You guys did a phenomenal job. Let's get into it.
Oh, you got the patterns. Now you gotta die.
The only one's done.
You've got a frontal on the three of them. You're going in front here and it's a matching frontal. So we're seeing this side of the action and then we're seeing this side of the action. So because our eyes are used to this framing, our eyes are looking probably pretty much center at Rumi. Then when we go forward, where our eye is gravitated to, it's right at this big guy. So this is something called eye tracing. Eye tracing, essentially what it is if our eyes are looking at somewhere in the screen, we want the next shot to at least have the focus be somewhat near it. For example, so if Rumi's face is here, right? And then we cut to this, but we need to focus on this guy. Our eyes now have to travel all of that space over. Doesn't seem like much, but at the speed that these movies are being edited, your eyes are gonna get tired and you're gonna lose a lot. So this is something that we do. This is something that we're conscious of when we're making these shots, is where is the eye gravitating towards and how can we make that flow. So it's something that you're not supposed to see or notice, but it's just a feeling that you get, but it's something we're consciously thinking of. Let's keep it going.
The only ones dying tonight are your. I said the only ones dying tonight are your.
I'm sorry. What?
Your fans. We're not just fans.
No, thank you. No. Not our fans. When you mess with our fans,
We need to make it hurt.
So something that I love about this whole entire scene and this whole entire movie is that they really make it feel like a K-pop music video. But you have them in, you know, threes here, right? You have Rumi, Zoe, and Mira. Rumi, Zoe, and Mira. And then our camera is looking this way. This is where our big bads are, right? When we go forward, we cut to our villains and they're like, okay. But immediately we go forward, and if you notice here, Rumi's here, and then I believe it's Zoe, and then Mira. And the camera is just pulling backwards to reveal them.
when you mess with our fans,
We need.
It just gives an intensity when we get to rack focus and really hone in on Mira. She's really ready to kill some demons. But it's really interesting because you start out here with this little triangle. We cut away and then all of a sudden they're in new positions. They're in this different triangle.
Need to make it hurt.
And then if you cut back and then they're back in that initial triangle. You might not notice it. It flows.
You came at a bad time.
The frames are awesome.
You wanna get wild? Okay, I'll show you wild. Better come right, better look right.
Love too how the environment completely changes.
Trying to start a battle. Bleeding is in my blood. There's a good that bleeding you is what I do, yeah. Body, not
Alright, I'm gonna try to not stop too much, but there's some great stuff in here. So something that adds to the music video aspect of this all is that the environment itself actually completely changes. This plane is like a private jet. There is no way it is this long. Right? We get put into this fantastical world. It's a suspension of disbelief, and it sets us up for any musical number to be able to play with that environment.
okay, I'll show you wild. Better come right, better look right. Get into a level.
I want to see this camera move. So it's all a single camera. It happens so fast. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, about a 3 or 4 frame camera move. It's so snappy.
Come right, better look right. Get
And then we even go from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames. That's awesome.
right. Get into a
Oh, I just noticed this. This is sweet. So this is something called smear frames. You see here and here. These are smear frames, and these are absolutely awesome. I didn't realize this at first. So we still have actual arms. It's not smearing from there. It's helping accentuate that motion. So you could see here, as soon as we get into, boom, the slam down, we have one. I mean, look at this. Her arm is popping out of nowhere to accentuate the punch that's about to be happening, not even a punch that has happened yet. So the spacing is just, there's no in-betweens, right? We're going from this frame to this frame. So that's already a big pose. Boom. That's how you feel the impact. We're not getting motion blur in this. The smears are giving us that motion blur. But man, these smears are crazy. I didn't even notice that was happening before. But these camera moves are crazy. About 4 frames to the right, about 7, 8 frames to the left, and then it's probably about 3 frames back to Rumi. So cool. I'm a sucker for these shots, these little profile tracking. I just realized, is this all a single camera? Wow, it is. All right, so we start from an over-the-shoulder, essentially, of Rumi's hand, saying, not allowed. Then, I'm just gonna frame through this. We zoom out, we come out to the profile, and these are all lens changes. She's filling the kettle with water, adding to that story point just these little details of what their goals are. Their goal is to make their ramen. Their goal is to defeat these demons. We go through this whole entire profile tracking shot that feels very reminiscent of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Kind of did this with a whole fighting montage. It was really cool. I love these kind of shots. But this takes it way further. So we snap zoom in. We're going to longer lens here on this 2 shot. And a 2 shot basically is just usually when you have one character, another character. They could be facing us. They could be looking to the side. A couple different ways that you could do it. Continuing this shot, we snap to a wider lens to really open this environment. Longer lenses really squeeze the frame and really make everything feel a lot closer. They really make things larger, so if you need to make somebody feel imposing or something, long lens. So we're going from that long lens to this wide lens. I can't say exactly what lens, but this feels like at least a 25mm. And what that allows us to do is really get these perspective lines. So the jet environment also play into this, where we are just, it's like a subway train where it's very linear, it's a rectangular kind of feel, but we're getting these lines right to our enemy. This is such a great framing because we're getting the environment lines leading us, we're getting her animation is even leading us, so her lines of the arm, her lines of the leg and spine are all pointing right back to our enemy. But then taking it further, she gets ready, we push in. This doesn't look like a lens change yet, but we push in, and then, I mean, that's a great change in size there to accentuate this throw. And then we go even wider. I mean, this has got to be at least an 18. So do you see, if I draw, this is kind of our edge of the jet, right? And if I draw kind of through, it's like something like along these lines. And this will stay on it as I frame through. When we go to the wider lens, now, yes, we pull back, but look how small that is in the middle. I mean, we're essentially this now, and it really shrinks it and really just gives us this fish eye feel. I mean, it looks so cool. But the reason why they're doing that is because they want, one, to show speed. A long lens is not going to show speed. A wide lens will. And the wide lens allows us to focus on the kettle and have it be big and distorted, like very close to camera, and everything else kind of just shrinks away. So we can really focus on this. And then we pan with it, but as we pan with it, we go back to like a normal lens, probably like a 40 or a 50. all in these few little frames. You could tell right here, this is still the wide lens. Wide lenses distort things, whether they're close, far away, they distort things. And then all of a sudden, in, I don't know, 2 frames, it looks normal again. So we pick up with Mira, and this is still going. We swing around to the right in front of her so we could see what she's about to do. It comes into camera, and there we go. That's where it cuts out. Let's go from the beginning just to see that shot, just as its own. And then on top of that, all those moves are accentuating with the music. That's so cool. That must have been such a pain. I wonder how much of the music they had at those moments. You know, there's something in animation called camera finaling. Camera finaling is when we will, after animation or while animation is going, we will go in and we will refine the camera. I wonder how much refining was done on that shot specifically, because it's so perfectly to the music. It's a phenomenal shot. Whoever the artist is, if you're watching this, great job. I mean, animators, Previs artists, so damn cool. See, this is where we're getting in that, like, building of the story. We have to tell the story of their ramen. That's the big thing. They need their pre-show ramen. Putting this in, it breaks up the music video feel. Everything is kind of feeling a little music video-ish. This is giving us back that movie feel. What's fun about this whole little beat here is that we get to see that they have to, you know, wait 3 minutes. They can't just have it ready. It gives them an excuse to be like, all right, time to go fight a little bit more before our ramen. You know, I was talking about the whole going to the music. How it bum bum bum. You know, we're going dun dun dun. That is to the quarter note. But what's fun about the next shot coming up when we're outside, it's not actually going to the beat, like where we're just cutting on a new measure or cutting on just like a cymbal crash. It's actually cutting to the melody that you hear. So let's watch it. It breaks up the rhythm, so we're not just having ba ba ba. It's just a little different. Dun, dun, ba, 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 ba. Very clever, just to keep it different there. Introducing the story. First off, they gotta save their ramen, but something happened. It took them out of that flow state. Bum bum bum. That is such a fun reveal. Again, we're going to the music. We're going bum bum bum. And it's not overplaying on the music. If I'm not mistaken, every time they're going, how it's done, 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 they're always cutting or there's something to that beat. The first time is the kettle, then the other one are the killing with their weapons. How do we keep that, but not have it be ridiculous, but introduce the story? Well, we just show here, like, okay, wing is ripped off. So what is that cutting out going to do? It's actually going to give us a little bit more information that they are screwed.
Yeah, this plane's trashed. Okay, let's do this.
Something that's nice here, you see this a lot on K-pop videos. Shout out to Jordan Orm. He is an editor that actually goes over a lot of K-pop videos, so definitely go check him out. He talks about starting on clean frame, whether you're tilting down, moving left to right. So he's used to this music video aspect of filmmaking and editing, and this does it. This does exactly what he's talking about. We cut from them, but we're kind of starting a new scene where we're going into a new environment, but it's Rumi's braid that actually wipes frame. This is Rumi's braid, but it gives us something to just start fresh and then follow again. Nice.
Wanted a way, we wanted a million, we killing the really, you wanted okay. Nails, nails, blade, mascara. Fit check for my neck.
Wide lenses really allow you to get shapes like this, where we get the foot or some sort of kind of weapon close in foreground and really distorted. And look at that. This is cool because it's happening so fast. This little streak here is helping fill those in-betweens for our eye to make it a smooth motion. Nice. This is just such a cool framing.
Dun, dun. On top, bottom, spin facts, you know that's how it's done, done, done. Okay, like I know I'm Rambo, but when shoot my words I go Rambo. Took blood, sweat, and tears to look natural. That's how it's done, done, done. Hero.
Okay, before we get to that like final beat, what I like about there are these shots here. Everything we've been watching camera-wise has been super stylized, super pushed. I mean, we are snapping in and out, going crazy, super, super stylized. And then they get on stage where we're in this human world essentially, because we were just dealing with demons before, but now the humans are around. And yes, there are pushed cameras, but this feels like a realistic camera. And when we get back to Zoe here, this feels great. There's just a small little zoom forward that feels like a cameraman at a concert. If you ever watch like a professional recording of, I don't know, Blackpink, BTS, any band, they are following them and they'll do little they'll do little zooms, and this little zoom just gives it so much human feel. It's such a great camera. It's so simple, but it feels really natural. The camera shake and that little zoom just really add. So remember how I was saying before, wide lenses distort things, make things further away. And long lenses push things, they squeeze frame. So as we get her boot coming in, we are widening out to get a little bit further from her. The camera is giving an anticipation. So an anticipation is giving kind of a movement before movement. If I'm punching, I'm not just gonna immediately go forward, I'm gonna wind up and then go forward. That wind up is my anticipation. If I'm jumping, I'm gonna bend and then I'm gonna go. The bend is the anticipation because I need to load that energy. While Zoe here is doing an anticipation for the kick, we are mimicking that anticipation by zooming out to a wider lens. And then as that foot comes in, we want it to fill frames. So what do? They zoom out and then they zoom back in onto a tighter lens. And it gives such an energy, such a feeling as it goes in. But then on the back end, on the next shot, we could just cut to them and they're walking, but instead we continue that zoom. We start wide and we end on a longer lens. So we're going from wide to long, and then we go from wide to long, and it just flows so well. And also, again, thinking about the music, the zoom is going to the music. Zoom. And it dies out, and then we're just still tracking them. Nice. We get to the more realistic cameras. These are all the realistic cameras. We're seeing the story element here. They're dancing, dancing, dancing. She notices something, and then we see what she's seeing. So this is something that I constantly am talking with artists about. If we want to show a POV, if we want to showcase something that the character is seeing, we need to see our character notice it So we see her. We clearly see her noticing something. She's excited. Cut to the next shot. What is she seeing? And if we just had cut to this shot, we wouldn't know that that's Rumi's POV. So you need to show the character, show which character has seen it, and then go, because otherwise we're going to be confused. But show the character, then show what they're seeing if you're looking to do a POV shot, because then it's just going to be confusing on whose point of view this is. This has been so awesome, getting to kind of look at this in a closer lens. Kudos to the team who created this movie. You all did a phenomenal job. Let me know if there are any other shows, movies, or clips that you want me to check out and analyze and break down. Leave it in the comments below if you got something for me. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button below to become a Deli sub today, and make sure you ring that notification bell so you can be the first to know when new animation workflow videos are coming out and when some more reaction videos like this are coming out too. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.